action next weekend across the ESPN networks. Don't miss any of these crucial meets, starting with Alabama LSU next Friday at 6 Eastern on ESPN2. All right, as we get set for the fourth and final rotation, these two teams separated by just 15/100ths of a point. The visiting LSU Tigers have the lead. They have to go to beam in the final rotation, and Florida will be on the floor. Quick update on the road to national standings. At this point, we are just past the midway point in the season. As you can see, Oklahoma has been leading so far wire to wire. LSU currently in second, Florida in fifth. But a lot of parity in college gymnastics. Take a look at the postseason calendar for our ESPN networks. On March 23rd, we'll have the ACC, Big 12, and SEC championships all on that busy weekend. And then 2 weeks later of the NCAA regionals, 36 teams qualify to 4 different regionals around the country. We'll cover all of those. And then there will be 2 days of NCAA championship competition on both ESPN and ABC, April 18 to 20. Now, after we're finished here, you can catch number 6 Kentucky and number 16 Arkansas at 8:30 Eastern over on the SEC network. Of course, that means people like Frankie Price, who's having a party over there with the Arkansas Razorbacks, and of course Raina Worley, who finally got her first perfect 10 this year in college gymnastics. As we continue to highlight mental health awareness in gymnastics, let's hear more from former Olympian Allie Raceman on how she prioritizes her mental health.
Hey everyone, I'm Allie Raceman, and some of the ways I take care of my mental health are I see a therapist every single week, which has been very helpful and crucial for me in my mental health journey. I also journal a lot, and then I also love gardening. It's a really nice time for me to be really present. It is my calm place.
For the fourth and final rotation, these two teams separated by just 15/100ths of a point coming into this final round of competition. In this case, Florida will be on the floor and LSU will be on the beam. And for more, let's go down to Taylor Davis about Sierra Ballard.
Yeah, Bart, this beam rotation was in flux to start the season. Around week 4, Jay Clark put Sierra Ballard as the leadoff and hasn't looked back since. She told me this week she takes a lot of pride in being in this leadoff position. She said it gives her the opportunity to set the pace for her teammates and then join them in cheering on for the rest of the team. She is the energy. She is the spark plug for this team. And Jay Clark said in this sport, the big name all-arounders get a lot of the attention, rightfully so, but there's a lot of unsung heroes, people like Sierra, that the team depends on.
Thank you, Taylor. Critical moment for LSU because that's the lineup. Those are the 6 athletes that will compete tonight. And it's tough on the visiting team to finish on the beam. But they have a slight lead. But expect Florida to be outstanding on the floor.
Sierra starting off. Handspring layout, step out. You saw those arms get back to her side quickly, holding that finish.
How many times have you been in this situation, Bridget, where
too many, Bart.
You need
too
a
many.
clutch? What was your mindset like at that moment?
You can't make it bigger than it has to be. It's just another beam routine. No matter what stage you're on, at the end of the day, it's just gymnastics. And Sierra, one thing that I love about her in this leadoff position is she has the right mentality. No matter what has happened before, previous events, she knows that her job is to get up on this balance beam and set the tone. She attacks her gymnastics on one of the toughest events in gymnastics, and that is why Jay trusts her. Her whole team trusts her. And right now, all she needs to do is nail this.
And that she delivered. Here is the all-around battle that's going on tonight. There are actually 6 athletes, 4 from Florida and 2 from LSU, doing the all-around. And you can see right now, currently, Leanne Wong has the lead. Florida using 4 all-around competitors, meaning they compete in all 4 events tonight. LSU using 2. Victoria Wynn.
Victoria is beautiful on floor with her choreography. So elegant in every element she does. Opens up. Handspring, front double twist into her Sassone.
It's interesting contrast to the routines we saw from LSU, which are really big high flying, and she gets her value points from her grace, her elegance.
Just beautiful extension in all of her leaps from her toe point all the way to her fingertips. It's just one fluid movement.
I guess the point I'm making, there's not just one way to get to a perfect 10 start value. She herself has had 4 times this year 9-9 plus with her style of gymnastics on floor.
Round off 1.5 to lay out, finds that landing. Talking about finding the landing, so crucial in every moment. Ends with that gator chomp, but such a beautiful athlete on floor exercise. Very nice start for Florida.
Every meet at the O-Dome this year has been sold out, over 9,000. Women's college gymnastics getting more and more popular week in and week out. And a lot of the parity in NCAA gymnastics has really contributed to that, because there are so many good teams, and every night you're guaranteed to get a real competitive battle as we have here.
Absolutely. Nothing makes me happier than the exposure that women's athletics is getting right now on all sport teams. And slight balance check for Annie Beard coming after Sierra Ballard's 9.825.
Beard is a sophomore from Alexandria, Louisiana. Out of the lineup last week on this event, but Sierra Ballard had a solid 9.825 to start them off, but expect Florida pouring it on the floor.
LSU headed into this final rotation with a slight lead over Florida. Balance beam being a very tricky. You saw that slight balance break. She didn't fall or wobble, but you saw those shoulders drop forward.
What kind of deduction would that be typically?
Very minor. These are very minor deductions, but unfortunately those minor deductions, they add up. But a nice finish for Annie Beard.
Sunday afternoon, there's a big women's basketball matchup with Elizabeth Kitley, number 8, Virginia Tech, hosting North Carolina at 2 Eastern on the ACC network. The college game day crew tips off our coverage from Blacksburg at 11 a.m. on ESPN. Back to floor now. Anya Pilgrim having a terrific meet in the all-around. She has a 9.975 to her credit on the beam. LSU has the lead by 0.15, but it is in jeopardy if Florida can continue to hit, because Victoria Wynn led them off with a 9.925.
That is a huge score, and Anya capable of putting up a big one here. Starts off with the front through to double top. Finds that landing. She makes her gymnastics just look so easy. It makes me think that I could get out there and do it, which...
Really?
We all know that's not going to happen. Very nice leaps there, showcasing again the full extension in that 180-degree position. those judges, letting them know. I got one more pass in me. Round off back handspring, double pike. Had those shoulders a little far back. You saw she had to hold onto those legs just a little longer than usual, but outstanding performance for freshman Anya Pilgrim.
Finishing, of course, the traditional gator chomp that every athlete has choreographed into their floor routine. What do you think of her tumbling?
I love it, the combination there. But one thing I love even more, the extension in her leaps, finding that 180-degree angle. And then right here, you saw those shoulders go back just a little bit farther than they needed to, but she has such good air awareness. She knew exactly where she needed to end up to keep in bounds and get that lunge.
Connor McLean, we've seen her perfect on beam this year with a perfect 10. Annie Beard had a 9.675, so this is extremely critical for LSU now because Florida is hitting lights out on floor. LSU had the lead coming into this rotation, but they have a 9.675 that they'd like to replace. Connor can do it.
Connor can absolutely do it. This entire beam lineup for LSU is so strong. Connor McLean has a bag of tricks with the amount of elements she can compete. Front aerial to back handspring there, just very smooth.
Oh, beautiful. It's a skill called a wolf jump that probably one of the best in the world.
Textbook. That was a textbook jump. And one thing Jay Clark mentioned about Connor was in terms of physical talent, there aren't many like her. And that is just such a testimony to her and her talent. Side aerial there, just right over the top. Gainer full off, gets the stick, fights for that stick, coming after Annie Beard. Bart, you mentioned with that 9.675, Connor's job is to get the beam team back on track. They're going to look to drop that 9.675, but right here, wow.
Beautiful.
My leaps never looked like that. That is over the 180-degree angle. And this wolf jump here, I mean, it's incredible. The toe point, the execution, she just takes it to the next level. And Jay Clark doesn't even have to ask her. That's just how she does gymnastics.
They call her Red. This is Kaylee Bluffstone, the freshman. Once again, a very young team here for Florida. Was half their lineup from underclass women, and they right now have the lead over the #2 team in the country, LSU.
Wow, opens with a huge tuck pull in. Kaylee, she had a 9.875 last week. She is so fun, and I believe the term Jenny Rowland used was she's very fiery.
2.925 so far for the Gators.
Just so fun to watch. Such a performer out there. Just has fun. In her floor routine. Next pass. Front full to front full. Slight stumble there. You saw that front foot come off the ground. To watch. She does big gymnastics, but she gets the crowd involved with her dance. Just a really fun athlete. And Bart, we talked about very young team, but they perform like they've been doing it for years.
Haley Bluffstone, this is just her second time in the lineup for the Florida Gators in one of the most pressure-packed regular season meets that they will have. Back to the beam now. Remember, 9.95 was the score for Connor McLean, and just before this is Kaya Johnson. So the score they're hoping to replace is that 9.675. It puts enormous pressure on the final three competitors, and they are typically spectacular.
Kaya, that first element, the required full turn. Backwards series. Handspring layout, step out. Slight balance check. You saw those arms do the full circle. But one thing Kaya does not shy away from is the amplitude on balance beam. Gets the height.
Amplitude basically refers to bigness, and that is the brand of LSU Gymnastics. It's high flying, high difficulty.
Big moment for Kaya. This is a round-off double twist. Beautiful job. A slight shuffle on that landing, but overall, the one thing that Kaya does so well is even when she has the balance checks, she recovers so well. Almost tries to be incognito with those balance checks, turn them into dance movements, and that is just experience talking.
Getting a congratulations there from Ashley Natt, who helps coach the beam team along with Jay Clark there. Ashley herself a many-time All-American at LSU. Sloan Blakely coming up now on floor for Florida. Kaylee Bluffstone had a 9.875. That's their first score below 9.9 for the home Gators in this final rotation.
Sloan opening up front through to double tuck. Nice finish there. Adrienne Berde, part of the coaching staff at the University of Florida, said, I really want this floor rotation to just be big. I want them to have fun, but remember the talent that they have.
We talked about one of the goals for Florida here at this point in the season is to break through to that 198, which is a 9.9 average. Technically, that's possible tonight, depending on these last couple of performances. Would it be enough to hold off LSU?
Well, 1.5 to front full. Outstanding job. You saw the fist pump from Adrienne Berde. He likes it. Nice job for Sloan.
He had a 9.9 tonight, 9.85 and a 9.875 in her effort in the all-around expected good score there.
In this first pass, it's a front tuck to step out, round out back handspring, double tuck. She finds that landing in this last pass. Combination 1.5 to front full. She knows she's got it. Head coach Jenny Rowland giving her a hug and congratulations because that was outstanding for Sloan Blakely.
You see her beam average, like all of her events, is over 9.9. She's coming after Kaya Johnson. Had a little wobble there and a minor bobble on the landing at a 9.825.
Front aerial to back handspring.
You hear the crowd in the background. The home crowd was hoping for a big score for Sloan Blakely. One judge did come through with a 10, the other a 9.95, therefore 9.975 average. What does it do to your mentality when you're competing and yet you hear the crowd cheering for a score for someone else?
You just focus in on your gymnastics. And I know Haley, she is such a performer, a veteran on this LSU team. She is so unfazed, truly, by the crowd. And that is experience, and that is mental toughness that you can't teach. That's just experience talking. Haley Bryant, she is a rock star for this LSU team. Finishing. Wow, that was a front 1.5 twist. I didn't see a lot of deductions in that beam routine, but I'm just going to say it was great. I won't say what I think it should be. Right there, front aerial to back handspring. But right here, this is a front 1.5 twist. Finds that landing, holds that landing, gets the 6.
I mentioned that she has scored the Magic Gym Slam with 10 10s on every event in her career. By the way, my colleague here, Bridget, you did that, the gym slam. 8 perfect 10s in your career. Uh-oh. Peyton Richards, apparently they queued up the wrong piece of music. But people are still reacting to the 9.975 for Sloane Blakely. So just under a 10 for her. Peyton Richards and Leanne Wong, the final 2 competitors for the home team.
And Peyton, she's got a big first pass here. Watch her in warm-ups. Double layout, nails the landing.
5th-year senior. Oh. Oh, my. Oh.
You can trace the hit.
Pinned off the floor by Owen Field, the assistant coach at Florida. 9,000 people on their feet in appreciation for this amazing career of Peyton Richards.
She opened up here. This is a double layout. And just didn't like that landing. Not what you ever want to see in an athlete in any sport across the board.
So unexpected turn of events here for sure, as we go back to the final competitor for LSU on the beam. This is Aaliyah Finnegan coming after Haley Bryant had another 9.9 for them, 9.95 for them. Bryant's every score for her tonight was 9.925 and above. Ooh.
Big bobble there. You saw that front foot came way off the beam. Very difficult series. That was a handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. Aaliyah Finnegan, outstanding on balance beam. Capable of putting up a very big score for this LSU team. Right here, front aerial, slight balance check there, just a little off, just off center a little bit. You saw that arm do a full circle.
LSU hoping to replace the 9.675, all their scores above that. And a little hop on the landing, so this is going to be extremely close. Of Leah Finnegan.
Right here, this is a big balance check right here. Handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. We saw that front foot come way off and swing. And this is a great angle. Strong toes there. You saw her gripping the beam. Did not fall, so there is that 5/10 deduction for a fall. No 5/10 deduction there, but some big balance checks in that beam routine.
There's been a huge hush over this building in reaction to the 2.0, which was the score for Peyton Richards after that single tumbling pass. So now the crowd is quickly trying to calculate what's going on here, because obviously they're not going to count the 2.0, but Leanne Wong in position here to perhaps win this with a 9.825 or better for the home team. Talk about a clutch performance. Whatever she gets will replace the 2.0 for that unfortunate injury.
And last week, Leanne had a 9.95, open with a huge double layout there.
While she's performing, the score in for Aaliyah Finnegan for LSU on beam was a 9.8. So LSU's final score 197.95, just under that 198, but yet their best road season. Remember, a 9.825 will clear, a 9.9 will clinch the all-around, and a 9.85 will allow Florida to earn their first 198 of the season.
Leanne Wong delivering when it counts.
Oh, what a moment for this young lady. And what a heartbreaking moment for her teammate, but it did not faze Leanne Wong.
Opens with that huge double layout, finds her landing. She is so good at that. And that combination pass, I mean, coming after an athlete, a teammate that goes down, very mentally tough, but no problem for Leanne and that coaching staff over there. They are excited.
Oh, there's a great relief with Jenny Rowland. And they're looking for the two judges. It was 10s from both judges. So Wong's first career 10 on floor, 5 times. She has had 9.975. What a way to finish one here in Gainesville. 198.15 for Florida over LSU, the best matchup of the week in the SEC. For our entire crew and Bridget Sloan, I'm Bob Potter. Thanks for watching. What a great, thrilling way to finish tonight.